Hi, it's Jane, and I found a couple of boxes that I need to put into a tote that have yarn in it. It's going to be a mix of yarn and maybe project bags, I don't know. But I thought we'd go through them. So anyway, in there, and I am going to take it, I'm not going to take it out of the bag. It's a Woolies Thick and Quick in the color Constellation, which is a really deep blue, bluish gray with some spirulina in it so it sparkles. I have two of the Hometown USA in the color San Diego Navy. So there are two of those. Then this is an oddball. It's not navy, but it's like a royal blue. So that's gonna just go in there like that. I have a partial skein of puzzle in backgammon. So that's going to go into that one. Looky here. I think I have a couple more of the San Diego. Yep. Do have not quite a full skein of the San Diego, but I do have another one. So that's almost 4 of the San Diego. I have a partial Bernat blanket in that white. Snowdrift, I think is what it's called. I have a partial of Hometown USA in New York white. And I use a lot of these when I'm making hats. You know, different things like that. I have one Deborah Norville Serenity Active, and it is in the color white. I have one Bernat Pipsqueak in the color white. It's that little fluffy yarn. That's great for putting around the edges of hats. I have one that is called Tango. Just has a color name. It's acrylic. It's about 5, bulky, in the cream color. I have several of these Chunky Cakes by Karen in the color Plum Perfect. There's one. Two, 3, and a 4. This one had no label on it, and it was just like this on the shelf at Michael's. I got these each for like $4.97, so that wasn't a bad price. Then I have one blanket, Yarnspirations blanket yarn in the color Vintage White. So that will go in there. And let me get the next box open. Get them over here. I know that this has a bag in it with possibly some projects or projects that were being made. Something like that. Not exactly sure. These are all projects. This is that flower pillow that I was making. And I have all the balls of yarn in there, so that's going to go in there. Along with the pillow. I have not got all the leaves done, so that is going in there just like that. And let me pause you while I get another tote ready, because this one is full. All right, this one has a bit of a mixture in it. I do have a partial red heart in the color buff. I have a partial, and I believe this is cafe latte. Let me see if I can get that out of there. Actually, it's not red heart. It is poppin' yarn in the color cinnamon. This is one of those vintage yarns. Pretty color. It's going in the tote. Pretty sure that is a red heart gold. I have a red heart hunter. This is I love this yarn in the cranberry. Like I said, these are a lot of partials and cakes, another gold. I think this is, it's just this yarn. Or just yarn. And that is in the color goldenrod. It's real pretty mustardy yellow. There is this one. I don't know what that is, but that's a pretty color. See, I don't know all my red heart colors, and that feels like a red heart. This is one of those cakes that I've caked up, just a mix. Here's another one of those mixed cakes. And another mixed cake. I love those kind of cakes. Especially when you're working different projects, they're always fun. This one is a loops and thread in the color Tropical Storm. And this one is a mixed cake. White and some of those fall colors there. Another little mix of some greens and a little turquoise. I like mixing my cakes up a little bit. That was some kind of vintage yarn. Did not have a label on it, but it has like a sand color, white, brown, dark brown. So that's a pretty little bit of a skein. A nice dusky purple. That is purple, even though it doesn't look like it. Almost like an eggplant color. Here is another one of those vintage yarns. It is Melina acrylic. Color is cocoa. There's that little bit of cocoa. And it does look like cocoa, doesn't it? And I'm pretty sure that's a cafe latte. Maybe a pumpkin. Feels like Vanna White. Oh, looky there. I got a ball. I'm going to have to put that aside to wind it up. And this is a partial of a 3/4 a pound mixed green. It's Natura Deluxe Acrylic. Mixed greens. Well, we have 2 more balls in here that they really need to go get wound up. So they're going to get put aside to be wound. Let me get into this last box here. I do have some more boxes. I just haven't pulled them out. So, and they may have yarn. They may have, you know, a mix like that one did. I never know. I can hear the cats in there biting at a box. Now these are all Simply Softs. Such a pretty box. There is a silver box. And well, this is Soft and Shiny by Loops and Threads. Most likely a cream. And that is a Simply Soft. Simply Soft in soft green. And I had plans to make an Afghan with all of these. This is one of those Echo, Simply Soft Echo, which uses 0.6 water bottles in Violet Plum. And as you can see, it's got little flecks of white. Hope you can see that. See? That's the bottle, supposedly. I have a Simply Soft in Limelight. Oh, goodness. That's a little bit of a mess. This is a Simply Soft in Charcoal Heather. It's real pretty. So it's a really dark grayish. You know, it looks darker on screen than it actually is. It's a little bit lighter. Then I have, and I have no clue what these are, but I do know that they are Simply Soft, and they've got the different shades of blue in it, a little bit of dark green. Then I have one of these, don't know what it is. These I got at Scraps and Skeins. Have a partial of black. Have another one of the soft green. I have one of these, and I have no clue what it is. I want to say that it's salmon, but I don't know if they had a color named by that. So, not positive. Had one in green itself. Now the rest of these are cakes. Now a couple of these are not Simply Soft. They're just a mix. These are, I love this yarn, purple, and whatever that purple mix was. Those cakes are going in there. This is Autumn Red by Simply Soft. This one, have no clue. It's got some pretty blues, purples, and a light green in it. I think this was Country Rose, if I remember correctly, by Simply Soft. This is a partial of Robin's Egg. It's real pretty. I actually got, this cake was a little bit bigger, but I used part of it for a hat. And the cake was much bigger, probably about twice this size, but I used most of it for a hat. And this was one of those cakes that I got at Scraps and Skeins for 50 cents. I have a This is called Clansman Sport Yarn in the color Gurvan. It is not a Simply Soft, but I was filling the box. And this is blacks, blue, and yellow. This one is not a Simply Soft. I have no clue what it is. But it's a light charcoal. Simply Soft in soft blue. Simply Soft in white. These are some Simply Softs that I caked up in greens. These are Simply Soft in 2 different shades of blue. This is a Whisper soft yarn by Hirschner's, and it is in in Celadon. This is a mix of Simply Softs, some different colors. Just roll them up into a cake. That is a Simply Soft with that robin's egg and probably dark green. Don't quote me on that because I can't remember. Simply Soft, white and black. This is Simply Soft in, what is this color? Is this one of the Echoes? Yep, this is an Echo in black. It's not really a deep black, kind of gives a little grayish cast to it. Nope, showing up black, isn't it? And the rest of these are not Simply Softs, they're just some mixtures. That is a Scarfie in that cranberry and black. Some kind of a red. This is a puzzle yarn. Do I know what it is? Nope, just know it's a leftover. White and black. That's feels like Red Heart. Brown, orange, and 2 different blues cake. You know, one of those mixed cakes I like to make. Real pretty red. That looks like cherry red. And then a mix of a light green, some kind of pumpkinish, and white. These feel like Red Heart. And then I have 1 cake of Red Heart Retro Stripe. There you have it. So that is that little round. Now I thought I would give you a little bit of an update on my health. I know that in the past, doctor thought that I had amyloidosis. I do not have amyloidosis. The oncologist looked at all the blood results and said it looks like it may just be results of some of the kidney issues that I have being diabetic, which any of you that are diabetic know that there are always kidney issues involved. Medications that I'm on are good for that. She does believe that some of the other changes she's seeing in my heart, since I have had the sleep study done and got the results back. are related to moderate sleep apnea. Now, my oxygen level goes down to about 62% several times during the night, but for the most part it runs between 90 and 80 for most of the night, with those occasional dips downs. So that puts you at risk for, heart attacks, strokes, several other kind of issues as well. So the doctor has ordered the CPAP, and we're just waiting on the insurance company to send the information and the approval. That should be interesting. And the only other option is I have asked her about an option to do the clip, which is a wire that's placed in somewhere that triggers something, I don't know. But that is only done in Pittsburgh. So she's kind of wanting to see if the CPAP works first. And then she said from there we'll see how that goes, before we move on to looking into having the clip placed. She doesn't think that I'm a candidate for it, but she's sending that information on to the ENT to determine if that is a possibility. So that is it, and I'm exceptionally thrilled that it is not amyloidosis. She did say that she's had a lot of problems with insurance companies wanting to do the testing for the heart. In fact, she said even those that she sees that are 80 and older that come in with that the Medicare and insurances are denying them getting that test when that test is prevalent on what they need to do to give them longer life. So, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, I know a lot of insurance companies are sold on the public market, and, they have to make their constituents, their people happy by giving them returns. So maybe that's behind some of it, but who knows. I think I have 4 more boxes that are in the back that are marked yarn that we can go through. So, yeah, got a couple of more totes out of this. Got 2 more totes set aside, so glad to see that. Glad to have them all in totes. I prefer them in totes rather than boxes. Totes are more apt to keep the dust out and the bugs out. So that is the main reason I prefer to put them in totes. But yeah, that is it for today. Hope you enjoyed it. And I will be seeing you again soon. Everybody have a great week. Bye.